And that's not me selling you no solution. Again, as I said earlier, I've been being told I'm black-pilled. I'm negative, guys, for telling you the truth about these people. That is not the truth. This is actually a white pill. If you're willing to swallow it all the way down and let it get up into your little brain, the moment you realize that these people are not coming to save you, I know that that can be disheartening. It can be hard to accept sometime. And in our silly little brains, we don't want to accept things that make our worldview feel a little shaky. Oh, I'm not sure. I feel unstable now. If Trump's not coming to save me, then things are really screwed. I've heard a lot of people say that. If Q's not real, then we're really screwed. But at the end of the day, my friends, you are the answer. You. And I'm not just being silly, whatever. That's the truth. You, me, us, together, we are the real fucking solution. That is the white pill, that once you let go of the idea that politicians and the military industrial complex and some 5D QAnon psyop is coming to save you. And I know this is hard for some people, but I would say even religion is going to come save you. Once you let go of that idea, believe what you want. But once you understand that you have to take responsibility for your life, because the Creator didn't say sit around and wait and do nothing and one day I'll come save you. The Creator gave you skills, a brain, mind, and free will to act and to stand up for injustice. And once you let go of this idea that these politicians aren't going to come save you, that's the real white pill. That's the ability to say, wow, you know what? That's amazing. That means I have to take responsibility for my own life. And that's scary for some people, especially if you've been used to other people doing things for you. We got a lot of adult children walking around who don't know how to take care of themselves. But when you accept that you are in charge of your life, my friends, it is such a freeing feeling. It is not negative. It is not black-pilled. It is the truth of the matter that you have to step up. And I get it. I hear from all kinds of people. I heard from a guy this week who said, Derrick, I'm 80 years old. I only make $800 off Social Security. I can't afford land. What am I going to do? And I don't claim to have the perfect solution. That's a tough situation to be in. But I know community is the key. Community is answer. If you can't go out and grow your own food, work with other people at a community garden. If you can't afford land on your own, I can't afford land on my own. I'm working with other people for the land that we now have. That didn't come from Derrick Broze being rich. That came from my dedication, my energy, my persistence, and my determination to make it happen and to work with other people. Lots of meetings and planning and thinking. That's the kind of shit that it takes. It's not just, press a button once every 4 years and my problems are solved. That's the lie that you've been sold. So no, my friends, accepting that politicians are not going to save you is not a black pill. It is a white pill. It is the true white pill, because then from that moment, the responsibility is on you. And I know that's hard for some of us, but it's also a very freeing thing to recognize that the power is in your hands. And it always has been. The lie that they have told us is that we are not power. Say it with me. Say it with me. Wherever you're at, if you're sitting in the middle of a restaurant, if you're sitting on the toilet, say this with me. We are power. Say it again. We are power. We are the true power. There's no other power than what we possess, and we come from the divine, from the creation. We are a representation of that ultimate power. They are the opposite. You can call them evil. You can call them satanic. You can call them what they want. All I know is that they are the opposite of what we truly have the capability of being. And they're sucking so many of us into it and getting us to participate by making excuses for Robert F. Kennedy Jr., for making excuses for Donald Trump, by making excuses for Elon Musk and ignoring the Peter Thiel connection, ignoring the Eric Schmidt connection, ignoring the Zionist connection, and just making excuses. That's all I hear from people is excuses. Not everybody, but a lot of you. And even the ones who say, I hear you, Derrick, you're right about this, but what am I going to do? And that's where we're going to wrap up. What can you do, right? What can we do? Well, for me, what I talk about is what I call exit and build. And as I mentioned earlier, this is discussed in my book, The How to Opt Out of the Technocratic State, which you can download for free at theconsciousresistance.com/how-to. You can buy it on all major book publishers. Please buy it anywhere other than Amazon and download it for free. Listen to the audiobook. Also, go to theconsciousresistance.com. I literally give dozens of presentations. I get invited to speak all around the world. I've spoke in Costa Rica so far. I've spoken in Mexico. I've spoken in Texas. I'm going to go to the UK in a few weeks. I'm going to be speaking in Denmark. I put this information out there. So for anybody to claim that I'm negative or I have no solutions, they're just not fucking paying attention. Here's one I put together that I think is one of the most simple explanations of it. It's from November 2022. So this was actually right before I republished the second version of this book, but it'll give you everything you know to get started and hopefully go further. It's called Exit and Build. creating the 2030 of your dreams. I will link this below, but all you need to go is theconsciousresistance.com. And as I've told you guys plenty of times before, we have this website because I know I've produced a lot of content over the last 13 years. Look at presentations, click on this category for presentations, or you can go to anarchism or gorism. But right here, presentations, look at this. These are all the talks, all the public speeches I've given since 2013. My first talk ever, April 2013 in New York City. There's 4 pages of presentations on here. Every single one is solutions focused. And I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. I'm talking about real solutions based on my own experience, living without banks, not talking to government, buying land, learning how to grow my own food, getting a permaculture certification. I'm actually living these things. I'm not just talking about them. I'm actually living and breathing the solutions that I talk about. So don't take it from people who just tell you, oh, just trust Trump and everything will be better. They can't promise you that. What I can promise you is that if you were to learn about exit and build, if you were to download or read how to opt out of the technocratic state or listen to the audiobook, and if you actually incorporated the ideas in your life, then your life will change for the better. You have 2 months to the election. 2 months. Imagine this, my friends. If you hear this message, any single being out there who hears my voice, for the next 60 days, put your energy into what you can do in your life. Go ahead and vote November 5th or whatever it is if you still want to vote. But spend the next 60 days. You've got the last week of August, you've got September, you got October. So you got 60 days plus, probably 70 days. Put your energy into learning how to grow your own food. Put a potted plant up in the window with some basil. Take care of that for 60 days, and you'll have a better result than if you go and vote for lying politicians. But take it to the next level. Start seeing about getting off of big tech and maybe look into the above phone. Start looking at getting off Microsoft and using Linux. Start focusing on self-defense. Start learning more about alternative currencies, whether that's Monero, whether that's gold backs, things like that. There are so many practical solutions that you can do, and they don't all take a lot of money. I get that land takes money. You can switch from using Google right now. You can get off Microsoft browsers and all that right now. You can go to nomoregoogle.com. You can go to privacytools.io. You can go to takebackourtech.org. You can read my book. You can listen to the presentations where I outline the solutions that I think will actually help and empower us. Or you can just keep trying the same old shit. You can keep doing it. And like I said, do that. If you want to vote, I think you're misguided, but vote. That's fine. But don't only vote. If you're going to vote, focus on what's going on in your own local community, the school board, city council, etc. I tried that. I ran for mayor and I found out how corrupt it is even on that level. But at that point, at least you can reach people in your local area instead of focusing on what's going on nationally. Not to say it doesn't matter, but for the good of everyone, focus on yourself. If each of us do that, this is the whole voluntarist philosophy. We believe that real change comes not from violence, not from the bullet box, and not from the ballot box with voting, but by each of us focusing on our own lives and our own energy and putting the best foot forward and showing the world what an empowered human looks like, and doing it by taking this holistic perspective, looking at your finances, looking at your food, how you make your money, where you spend your money, where you get your food from. Is it clean? Is it organic? Can you grow it your own, or can you at least get closer to the growers who are growing it in your area? Getting off big tech where you can. There's so many other areas. Again, I explore this in numerous presentations at theconsciousresistance.com in how to opt out of the technocratic state. And even if you want to, those of you who are more spiritually and open-minded, I encourage you to check out the Conscious Resistance Trilogy. You can also get that at my website as well. So I have solutions. I'm not the only one that does have solutions, but you might have noticed a lot of people out there who are also journalists, they don't also focus on solutions. There's nothing wrong with that. Being a journalist isn't inherently about solutions. But for me, I don't want to just tell you the problems and report on, investigations, which are interesting and important. But I want to also say, guys, there are real solutions. I don't want to tell you to go vote for a known liar, a criminal, and a thief. And for those of you who still can't handle it, yes, Donald Trump is a criminal. No, I'm not talking about the stuff that they said. But there are real crimes that Donald Trump's been involved with. He's been connected to the Rothschild since the 90s. He's got a decades-long relationship with Epstein that some of you are still in denial about. He's funded and supported by the Zionists, and on and on and on. The point is, there are better solutions than putting your life in their hands. And even if after everything I said, you're still going to go vote for Kamala, you're still going to go vote for Biden, or even you're going to vote for third party, at least the third party folks are sticking with their principles. I